take us?
Yeah, so I'll be talking on a team. You might cringe at this, Ryan, just because I know you
It's
have a
Colorado, isn't
feverish.
it?
No,
It's
no, no,
Colorado.
no, 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 no. But it is a team in the Pac-12. Another team that
Oh,
you have feverish hatred, but they might be number two on your list this year,
okay.
for this year only. And I'm going with Arizona. I
Wow. Okay.
thought that they made some substantial leaps forward last year under year two under Jedd Fisch. We had talked last season about how we really liked the momentum that Jedd Fisch was creating. They had brought in, I think, his first year following a two-win season. He brought in a top 25 recruiting class, had some good transfers like Jacob Cohen and Jaden Delara, who put up big numbers for them last year. And I think this team at least was fun because they were very good offensively at two 1,000-yard receivers. And I think they could take another step forward. Now, I don't think they're going to compete necessarily for the Pac-12, but you look at their schedule, they could easily play spoiler for a few of the teams that are looking to become or to get into the Pac-12 championship game. Because you look at, they get right off the bat, they get Washington there in Tucson. They have to go to USC, who they played actually fairly tough last year. They get Oregon State. They get UCLA. And they also get Utah towards the end of the year. In Arizona or in Tucson as well. So I think, and like I said, they're returning. They did lose Dorian Singer, their
Yeah.
leading receiver last year. He'll be playing at USC this coming year, but still return a lot of firepower offensively, including Jaden Delara. I think will take another step in this system. Their defense was awful last year, so it's one of those things. I feel like we said this about every Big Ten West offense last season, but it was, hey, it probably can't get much worse. Even though for Iowa it did get much worse. But if they're just like a slightly below average defense, they take a little bit of a step forward there. I think they'll be fine offensively. I think there's a path for them to win 6 or 7 games this year. So that's why I picked. And like I said, I think that they could potentially pick off one of those top teams and kind of a spoiler there for some of those top teams in the Pac-12.
Yeah, I think if you look at Jedd Fisch's second year, a lot of positives, right? You beat San Diego State on the road in week one. That was a game televised nationally on CBS. You won two of your last three games. You won a game in the Rose Bowl against a ranked UCLA team. Then you beat Arizona State at home, your first territorial cup win in quite some time. You developed a much better offense with Jaden Delora and Jacob Counting, and Dorian Singer is gone, but they've got some talent back on offense. So the schedule is not, it's not easy. I mean, you should go 2-1 in your non-conference. You should beat Northern Arizona and UTEP. You have to go at Mississippi State the second week of the season. I'm not going to say it's a winnable game, but it's not like they're going to Alabama or Georgia. So I think that's a game that they could be in. And the home schedule sets up kind of favorably, right? You get Washington at home, Oregon State, UCLA, and Utah. You have to go at Colorado, at Arizona State, and at Stanford. Those are three of the worst teams in the league last year. So if you
Mm-hmm.
can win one or two of those games, if you go 2-1 in the non-conference, you win one or two of your Pac-12 road games, and you try to win 2 or 3 home games. I think there is a path to a bowl game for Jedd Fisch, and I think that has to be not the expectation, but the hope, right, in year three.
Yeah.
You want to keep showing progress. You don't want to go 1-11 to 5-7, and then back down to like 3-9, right? And I think that's the hope. We'll see what happens with Jaden Delore. He's going through some legal issues right now. We'll see what happens with the